your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain from our 14 branches at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Good evening everyone. This is Jasila Mujib welcoming you to a brand new episode of BMC Global Live Al Hilal Health World, nothing but lifestyle. Your health is our concern. So in each episode of this talk show, we bring before you an expert doctor from Al Hilal Hospital to address your various health issues. Today our doctor has brought up a very interesting topic. Your health beyond prescriptions and lifestyle is the key. So let's see what the doctor has to say about it. And the doctor joining today is Dr. Khalid Khalil Afifi from Al Hilal Hospital, Sitra. He is from the Department of Family Medicine. So doctor, welcome to the show and thank you for joining us today.
It's good to be here and thank you for inviting me again. And as you mentioned, it's an important and big topic to be discussed today. Yes.
So doctor, what is this topic beyond prescription?
So if we think of it, a prescription is anything that a doctor advises the patient to take from the pharmacy. It can be chemical, supplemental, medication like all antibiotics, antihistamines, blood pressure medication, diabetic medications. And if we are to go and take health, now the purpose of prescriptions is to treat a condition, alleviate a complaint, or overall enhance well-being.
Yes.
But if we are to take things, how can we improve health outside of the prescription? Now, both in Arabic we have a saying, الوقاية خير من العلاج. And in English we have the same saying, prevention is better than treatment. And I'm sure that every language has a similar thing, a similar saying of the same wisdom. Now, when we look at health, it has different levels. There is healthy, there is complaint, there is ill, there is things that you're ill with that you can do something about, and things that are more difficult to do some things about. So if we look overall, we have a much bigger population in health, and we spend much more time, inshallah, in health and well-being. Mm-hmm. So when we look at that, we find that if 90 to 95% of the effort should be in maintaining health, and should be in the prevention of illnesses. Now, certain things that we notice are an increase trend in the world and much more in our society is chronic conditions, which are hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, high blood sugar, dyslipidemia or hyperlipidemia, high cholesterol levels, and we also now start seeing a bit more gout, which once upon a time was called the king's diseases. Okay. Only people who are so wealthy thousands of years ago could eat meat, then they would get gout. We notice that these things are on an alarming increased trajectory. When we look at it, these are things that are heavily based on lifestyle and daily life. So when we say outside of the prescription, we mean everything that we do in our daily life, the lifestyle. How can we change it, and how do we improve it in order to improve the quality of life, our joy in our day, and stay away and clear of possibility of illnesses, certain illnesses.
So what are the lifestyle modifications you suggest for a healthy life?
So in general, for us to really think about that, we have to look at design and use. So the human body is designed in a certain way with certain functions, and we have to look at, do we use it in the same way that it applies those and enhances them and protects them? So if we compare the two, the average human needs 8 hours of sleep. So for all the viewers to sit and ask themselves, do I do this or not? Averagely, 8 hours of sleep. Good 8 hours of sleep. Then we have to look at our nutrition, our fuel. It has to be in good proportions. It has to be in the main three macros, which is carbohydrate, proteins, and fats. And they have to be from the correct sources in order so that we can get the extra benefits of them, which is vitamins and antioxidants. And then we can look at water intake. Do we have enough of it or not? So if we focus for a moment on the first part, which is the sleep. How we end the day and we wake up starting the day. A lot of the people nowadays don't go to sleep as we would say we did 30 years ago, because life has changed. We have mobile phones now. We have TVs in rooms. We are usually stimulated until the last moment of our day. And then a lot of the patients, they would end up coming to me and tell me that they have difficulty sleeping, that their sleep quality is not so good, they wake up tired, they can't get enough hours of sleep. And we start asking some basic questions about this. One of them is, do you take your phone to bed? It's a very important one. Now, if you look at the phone and the screen brightness alone, it's stimulating and it's telling through your eyes, telling your brain, be awake. Be awake. It won't allow it to wind down and relax. And how many, now to ask the viewers, how many of you look at your phone at night or in any dark room and they find themselves that their eyes are wide open after 5 minutes of using it? Does that happen to you? Yeah. You're just sitting there and the screen is full brightness, like you're looking at the headlight of a car, and you take it away and it's difficult to adjust again, and you have to make your eyes relax. That's because the light from the screen has something called blue light. It's similar to the fluorescent light that we use in our homes, and it simulates sunlight. Now, if you're out in the sun or the sunlight is shining into the room, you'll have a lot of difficulty sleeping as it is. that's a similar simulation of that. So of course it would make sense that it would be difficult to actually rest yourself and to get to sleep. Now, even the phone producers have realized this. So in all settings, you'll find if you go down into the screen brightness, first of all, reduce that. In a dark room, you don't need it so much. Make it half quarter even. You'll find that your eyes are relaxed. They're no longer so wide. And second is the eye protection mode. You will notice that the screen goes a little bit orange, yellow. It actually takes away the blue light, which is harmful in the dark. So that's one thing. Second is that generally just don't take the phone to bed. The last hour should be for relaxing and unwinding and any type of, say, a slow walk or a meditation or, you take a shower and you relax the body. That's the purpose of the last hour before bed. All these in general are called sleep hygiene. Now, most of the time when we say hygiene, we think of washing our hands. MashaAllah, we all learned the hygiene during COVID times, but then people ask, is that hygiene isn't related just to cleanliness? No, hygiene is anything that improves the well-being. So sleep hygiene is very, very important and very overlooked. We sleep later. We take much longer time to go to sleep if we take our phone to bed. And it doesn't allow us to relax and process the day. Now, that alone, if you have a problem with it, it will spill over to the whole day. Mood will be affected. Focus will be affected. Function at either school for children or work for adults be affected. Ability to even function at home be affected. If you're tired and you can't do the things around the house, you will not feel good. So mood then starts getting affected. From this thing, now we're getting into bigger. And that's usually how lifestyle ends up being. You fix small things and they have big overall effects. That's the nice thing about them, about lifestyle changes. Then once we wake up, we have to think, okay, well then what do we do in our day? Food, yeah. But we don't usually spend most of our time eating, do we? We spend most of our time, I think nowadays, chasing time in the day. You have to get up, you have to go to work, you have to finish work, you have to do chores, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it's easy to lose track of the day, and that's the problem. Now, those are things that we cannot control. We cannot change those things, but we can change our actions in these days. Now, if the day is running along and you find yourself difficult to take control of it, one of the best things that I would advise people to do is pre-plan. Don't let your day surprise you and take lead. You take lead of your day, especially in the functional, practical things related to especially food, timing, and quality, what you eat. So when we look at that, I would say averagely when we look, the first meal of the day is important because it will set the pace for your energy, for your digestion, and for your habit forming in the future. So on average, a good healthy breakfast could be overnight oats with a small amount of nuts, a piece or two of fruit, some cinnamon for flavor even. So you can customize it to what you're liking. Now, mind you that this is, of course, for someone who doesn't have, for example, diabetes. We tell them, have the oats, have the yogurt, have the Greek yogurt. Don't put more than one piece or two pieces of the fruit in the morning. But the baseline is the same. The oats will have good fiber. They will have good complex carbs. And they'll have omega-3, zinc, iron, needed things. And most of the time we wake up now, we need what's called an eye opener. The eye opener is the coffee. As soon as you wake up, have the coffee. First, wake up and then see everything else of the day. But quite often, we can skip that part, surprisingly. With a good meal and with plenty of water to rehydrate, that will give energy. It will push the morning coffee off to the late morning. And that alone will skip what's called the afternoon crash, where you need a second coffee, start very fast, or you will have to take a nap where you feel very drained because less energy in the morning and you feel tired in the afternoon. Overall, I think one of the worst trends that we see is our nutritional value. It predisposes for so many problems, such as diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, gout issues, as we mentioned earlier. Overall, sometimes the complaints that we get of, doctor, I'm just really tired. I just feel really tired, really dizzy. I don't have energy to focus. So then we start looking at some things and we find that nutrition isn't so good. They're not eating it. I would advise for specific times of the day that your meals are timed. Last meal should be 3 hours before bed. Has a lot of benefits, that one. Reduces cholesterol, reduces risk of high blood sugar. It allows you to improve the quality of the sleep because your body's focusing on recovery and not on digestion. When it comes to food, we think of something called macros, macronutrients. Macronutrients are carbohydrates. The best source of carbohydrates are what we call complex carbohydrates. They're complex because they take a long time to digest. They keep you full for longer, and they slowly, gradually increase the blood sugar, keep it, and then gradually drop it. Simple carbs, they spike the sugar, and they drop it fast. Your body gets confused. It releases insulin, then the insulin is there in the body, but the sugar is gone, and then the body just stops listening to the insulin, and then later that becomes called insulin resistance. It's just always there, but things are just confused. The body gets confused. So we train the body in a way. Complex carbs are great as a source of energy and as a nutrition, and we need it as fuel. Then we look at protein. Averagely, we need the protein for a lot of the functions of the body, for DNA, for the cell level, all the way up to the muscle mass. So on average, a healthy adult should be having 1 to 2 grams of protein per day for each kilogram. So if someone weighs 80 kilograms, they should be having averagely 80 grams of protein in their day. Averagely, a chicken breast is 25 grams. A can of tuna is about 24 to 30. And fish will have a little bit less protein, but they should definitely use fish 2 to 3 times a week for a source because it has more than just protein. It's good fats. Which takes us to the last macro, which is fats, now, or cholesterols. Now everyone will say, cholesterol is bad, right? But there's good fats, and we do need them. Because having low fat content, or low good fat, healthy fats contents, affects hormones, affects our insulation, our energy, our stores, and a lot of things get stored in fat, such as vitamins. Leaping from that, as we mentioned, vitamins, this is one of the things that we have to really focus on. A lot of the time now we get patients who are coming with asking, doctor, I want to check the vitamins. Quite often, it's not easy to check all the vitamins. We check the main things, and then we check based on specific complaints if we have a doubt. But we get the source, and we should just have it from the source, the plenty of foods. They're quite often found in healthy meats and a lot of them in vegetables, which if we look nowadays is the biryani life. A lot of the plate becomes filled as a pile of rice with some meat on top, whereas in reality it should be half of it should be vegetables, about a quarter should be carbohydrates, better the complex carbs like potatoes, brown rice, brown pasta, and then the other quarter should be good value protein, 1 chicken breast or 1.5 chicken breasts, depending on the person, or fish or tuna, whichever. But we have to rechange how when we look down at our plate, what's looking back at us. That's a big difference. Should definitely have at least 5 colors. A plate should definitely have at least 5 colors, because you'll get most of the colors from vegetables. But nowadays it's mostly white and yellow and some meat. Yeah. So this part would be one of the biggest lifestyle changes that anyone could make for the overall benefit. And they would see the benefits of them in different stages, within a month, within a year, and if they were to see the alternate universe, what it could have been in 20 years. It's a constant effect. It's a constant effect.
So now you spoke about many lifestyle changes. With the lifestyle changes, can we cure chronic diseases?
When we look at the word cure, we have to think of it differently than cure and treat. Cure is the condition is fully gone. When we treat, I'll tell you this as a baseline, it is an integral and most important part of the treatment. So, for example, if we have someone who has diabetes, high blood sugar, and they need to be on the medicine, we still have to really be supportive of the lifestyle changes that they need to make. Because what usually will happen if they don't implement those changes, or if they cannot implement those changes, the condition might go and either untreated or not properly controlled, then more pills are needed or more medication is needed. This shows us a very important fact, that the pills and the medicines won't work if you don't fix the lifestyle. Studies have shown that from the time of diagnosis of specifically diabetes, loss of 20% of the body weight at the time of diagnosis leads to 70% of the people being in remission of diabetes. Meaning they no longer have this insulin resistance and their body relearns and is able to use all the sugar again and actually utilize it, take it from the blood, put it in the muscles, use it as it should be, as it's designed. So in some things, lifestyle is curative, and in everything, lifestyle is part of the treatment. In everything. High blood pressure, reduce the salts, drink more water. High cholesterol, eat more healthy fats. We give them fish oil, for example. We tell them to eat high content of fish. We tell them to eat more vegetables, few nuts, and avoid certain oils and fats. Use olive oil, don't use sunflower oil, don't use the plant oil, no hydrogenated stuff. So lifestyle is definitely integral in that. People who have gout, we'll tell them to eat things with less substance called purine. Certain vegetables, certain meats, we tell them to eat less of that. Part of the treatment. If they don't eat it, and it's not because they're overproducing uric acid, the gout will go away. If it's something from outside that we're taking in that's causing the problem, the uric acid will drop, the gout will go away. So it's definitely, most definitely, integral part of the treatment. In some conditions, can be curative, but we never just take away the medicine. If we even dare try, we graduate. We reduce weight, watch, retest, check, make sure that the lifestyle is still. And every time they will come, are you still keeping up the lifestyle? Let's improve that. What more can we do? So lifestyle has a prevention and a treatment purpose. It can stop a condition from happening, and it's definitely, especially for chronic conditions, the foundation of this whole management plan. It doesn't work without it. It doesn't work without it.
Doctor, you already mentioned about some supplements. So what are supplements and what do they do to our human body?
Well, a supplement, by definition, is anything in addition, added to complete, to make whole. Now, supplement can be anything. We have supplements now almost for so many things. We have supplements for vitamins, we have supplements for antioxidants, we have supplements even for enzymes now. We have digestive enzymes to help people who are having difficulty digesting certain things, like lactase tablets, like digestive enzymes for carbohydrates, for protein even. There's combination ones. They help you digest, sometimes useful for people who are elderly or eat a lot of fast food and get a lot of gastric problems. But supplements can be anything. That can be either naturally sourced or synthetically made. And most of the time we look at supplements, it's usually vitamins, multivitamins or a specific vitamin. Now, most commonly, we're getting asked about vitamin D. That's the most common one. We get it because that issue, especially culture here, is because vitamin D comes from 80% the sun, 20% the diet. And we tend to avoid the sunlight because we have very harsh sun here in Bahrain. So it wouldn't make sense to be in it in order to get vitamin D. Increases your risk for other things. Then we have the vitamin B complex, good energy, good antioxidants that we have. Vitamin C, A lot of people take it, rightfully so, for their benefits in immunity support, and they take it during the time of viral illnesses because it helps in the immunity. Then we have some of the, say, newer supplements that are coming along, such as coenzyme 10. It's not a new thing. It's an enzyme that exists in the human body, but it's a strong, very strong antioxidant. We do have some uses for it clinically for patients who have heart failure and so on. And we have many other products now that are being used for increasing of fat burning and all of these. The issue with them is that not so many evidence-based studies exist that can quantify. And what I mean by quantify is give you numbers. This much will have this much effect with this possible side effects occurring at this possible percentage. That clarity of being able to say, go take this, that, clinically, we don't have those types of research available to us. But what we have is safe reference ranges that can be used. But most of them are still not what we call by evidence base still. But some studies show some benefits of certain vitamins and supplements for their purposes.
And finally, doctor, what are the services you offer at Al Hilal Hospital Sitra, especially in your department?
So overall, Al Hilal Sitra branch, the 8th and newest branch of Al Hilal hospitals and centers, is a multidisciplinary one, multi-specialty one. So we have orthopedic, we have internal medicine, we have ENT, we have obstetrics and gynecology, we have pediatrics, and radiology services. Myself, I'm the family physician there, the resident family physician. And this is what I love about my specialty especially, is that we see everyone from babies all the way up to the grandpas and grandmas and everyone. So I'm a holistic practice. I can manage up to a certain point of most conditions up to the need of referral to a specialist. So all the previously mentioned specialties I can see and tend to up to a certain point where a specialist may be needed.
And before we wind up, what is your advice for our viewers?
I would say take charge of your day. Take good charge of your day and take active awareness of how you are going by your day when it comes to diet and when it comes to drinking. Have your 3 liters of water. Having a healthy diet doesn't mean it's boring. Enjoy it, make it yours, customize it yourself, sleep well. Remember to walk, go for walks. It helps the mind, it helps the body. And most definitely, if you need absolutely anything, head to one of the Hilal branches. We're there to help. We're there to see, and we're there to be for the people in the community. That's why we have branches all over, and it's one of the biggest growing healthcare providers in Bahrain for a reason. Their vision is an applicable one and a good one.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for being with us and taking up a new topic and giving us a lot of valuable information about this.
Glad to have been here. Thank you for inviting me again, and I look forward to the next time.
It's a pleasure for us also.
Likewise. To you, all our viewers, if you have any further questions, if you would like to customize some of these advice to you, please feel free to come to my clinic in Al Hilal Sitra, where we can do just that.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for joining us and giving us a lot of information about this new topic. And thank you very much.
It was my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me again.
It's a pleasure too. So viewers, I hope you got an idea about beyond the prescriptions and lifestyle modifications. As doctor said, with lifestyle modifications, we can keep many chronic diseases at bay and manage many of the lifestyle disorders. Till we meet again next time, this is Jasila Mujib signing off. Good night.
all your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain from our 14 branches at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.